Hi, I'm Pete with Cat Security, and I want to welcome you to our product overview and installation series. In these videos, we're going to take a look at our Cat Security products, their features and benefits, and how to install one of these devices on your vehicle to keep your catalytic converter safe from unwanted hands. With any good project, it is important to have the right tools for the job. With the installation of your Cat Security catalytic converter shield, I want to go through a list of tools that you may need to install your device. Those tools include a 1/2-inch drill, a 1/4-inch impact gun, a flat blade screwdriver, a set of box and open end wrenches, hex or Allen keys, a ratchet with sockets, drill bits, a rivet nut installation tool, and, where applicable, a rivet tool. If your specific product requires the use of security Torx bits, they will be provided in your hardware packet.
In this installation video, we're covering the installation of a Cat Security 2004 to 2009 Toyota Prius Ultimate Kit. Before you get started, you'll want to have the proper protective equipment in place. Make sure you have safety glasses, gloves, and anything else that you may need. We want to avoid getting anything in our eyes or getting any cuts and abrasions on our hands or skin. We're going to first start by removing the standard rear transmission mount bolts, and we will replace them with the provided M10 bolts with an M10 washer and secure them into place. Once both bolts are installed, lift the front shield up into place and set it over the extruded points of the 2 bolts that you just installed. Once the shield is in place, use the provided Starlock washers and the M10 nuts and install them behind the shield. Installing this front shield can be a little tricky. You may want to find access through the wheel well or from behind the shield. Whatever way is most comfortable for you is probably going to work out best, as you will be sticking a tool in there to finish the installation in just a moment. Tools that I recommend using during this part of the install are a ratchet and a box end and open end wrench. Again, doing what's comfortable here is easiest to install these bolts. So you may need to add an extension or get a longer socket on the end of your wrench to install these bolts properly. When you have your tools in place, you may need to finish securing them down by holding the bolt on the bottom and tightening the nut on top. The key here is to make sure that the bolts and the nuts are securely fastened so the upper shield will not rattle. Once you're done with that, you can proceed on to installing the main shield. The next part of this installation is fairly easy. You'll want to remove the 3 10mm nuts and the plastic splash shield from the vehicle. Take them off and set them aside. Pick up the main shield, grab the 3 10mm nuts, and loosely install the front of the shield. The shield will hang by itself and allow you to grab the self-tapping installation screws and put them into place to secure the shield in position. If you are installing just the base shield itself, it's recommended to put a 2x4 or block of wood in between the catalytic converter and the shield itself. This will help space the shield appropriately and keep the shield from rattling once the installation is complete. If you're using the level 2 shield, you will not need to do this step. It will be properly spaced and you should have no rattling at the end of installation. You'll want to hold up the rear of the shield and install 2 self-tapping sheet metal screws into the frame of the vehicle. These will not compromise the integrity of the vehicle, they're just there to add reinforcement and secure the shield. It is important to note here, make sure that you do remove that wood block before you turn the vehicle on. Once you have all your holes drilled, grab your rivet installation tool and make sure that the tip you have is the correct tip for the 3/16 rivet that you'll be installing. Put the rivet into the gun, hold it up and make sure that it fits flush against the shield and the tip of the rivet gun. Once it is flat, pull on the handles to pull the mandrel through the rivet and have it installed properly. It may be a little tricky here, so just be patient and get it wiggled into the hole, and once you do, it'll be nice and secure. Once you have a few rivets installed, pull out the self-tapping screws and set them aside. What you'll do next is finish drilling the holes and installing the remaining rivets. Once all the rivets are installed, use the self-tapping screws to finish drilling the holes and then install the one-way security screws. A pro tip here is to install the screw, back it out, and install it several times. This will help cut threads into the frame rail and make it easier for the installation of the one-way security screw. If you do happen to get a hole that just doesn't want to work right with you, you can install another rivet in that hole. Don't think you're out of options. Once you have all the holes ready for the one-way screws, grab your flat blade screwdriver and the one-way security screws. They may be a little stubborn to get in, but don't give up. You're almost done with this part of the install, and you're close to being Cat Security protected. Once you get that last screw in there, we're ready to take the next step. Check all your hardware and make sure it's good and tight, and then let's move on to installing the final and rear portion of the shield. Before you do that, make sure you remove the 10mm nuts, put on the splash shield, and then reinstall those 10mm nuts. Once that's complete, the main shield is ready and you're good to go. On this last part of the install, we're going to install the rear part of the shield. It's very easy and straightforward to do. Center the shield in between the exhaust pipe and lock it in place with locking pliers. Drill the holes and install the rivets. Once you're done, remove the clamps, and your vehicle is now Cat Security protected.